Salute to all the real ones out there. It's your boy Mike coming at you again with another video. Yo, y'all like the content I've been dropping? Direction on my channel will set it in. I need you to like, comment, subscribe, and share my videos with anybody else you think may benefit from them, alright? Now, we got 2025, you know. Happy New Year to everybody that's been watching my channel. I hope that all of us continue to succeed and push our boundaries in this new year. It's kind of crazy how time flies. We're already in the second week, but like, I just wanted to make this video, and the title is going to be recovering from setbacks, right? Because everyone in our lives is facing monumental changes and things coming down the pipe that we can't foresee. And life is interesting in the fact that, like, regardless of whatever comes your way, you still have to find a way to navigate around it. So let's go ahead and jump straight into it. So if we all go through ups and downs in life, it's sometimes difficult to weather these periods where you're facing tough challenges, and no one is immune, you know? So even if you look at the person who is very successful in all ways, shapes, and forms, right? They maybe have a life that you can admire, or they have a character about them that makes you want to be around them, what have you. Celebrities, politicians, great athletes, no matter who you think about on this planet, if they're a human, they are facing some type of struggle, challenge, problem that usually isn't even available for the public to see. Like, I'll give you a case in point with me, right? I have a fitness goal of 3 times a week to work out, which equals 156 times in a year. All right, that's a really good goal for me to set, because I figure long term I'll always age backwards, so to speak. By just maintaining a good body, and you'll be strong and fit, flexible, what have you. But a setback that I incurred was back in actually 2023, when I had like a pinched nerve in my shoulder, and it was like actually right below my shoulder blade, which was terrible, because there would be times where I would just turn my neck and I would feel a huge, not even huge, it was like a electric ants marching from my neck all the way down to the bottom of my shoulder. Terrible feeling, right? Or just simple stuff like when I'm sitting here getting a haircut and maybe the barber has me put my head down, like I feel immediately a sharp pinching type pain, and that kept me from actually reaching my quota in 2022 rather. Very painful, and I'm glad I found, or that was 2023, let me backtrack, but that was something that happened. So it impacted my ability to reach the quota, and I had to adjust. And the only way I could was, instead of doing 156 times a year, I dropped it down to 100, right? Because of course there's no need of trying to be hell bent on reaching the goal and then getting re-injured. Like, no one needs that. Other things is like health problems, right? So you have health is wealth, and we all hear this mantra, but I mean, it really is. It's the only thing that is going to change as you age. And when you're younger, you tend to overlook how important it is to be healthy. Even something as simple as, oh, I go to the basketball court, I don't even think about warming up, drinking enough water, stretching, this, that, the third. I just get out there and start playing as soon as I can. Yeah, try that at my age now. You know what I'm saying? I'm 39, and there's not to say I can't hoop. It's just more that it would be wise of me to actually get myself prepared. Otherwise, I'm gonna be on the sideline hurting, right? So a good example of like health as well, on a simple note, would be like you get one set of teeth in your life, right? And I remember I was having problems with, not even really problems, it was just laziness. You know, I had braces, then I started wearing my retainer. So here I am now circling back, about to get my bottom row redone again. Or I was having laziness with the fact that I wasn't flossing as often. I was just brushing my teeth, using mouthwash, thinking it was all good. And then I circled around, I actually had a bunch of pain. This was like before I turned 30. I had a bunch of dental pain, like to the point where I literally couldn't even sleep, nothing. So it was like an emergency. Went up to the dentist, and they basically told me, yo, we're gonna have to do an emergency root canal. And rather than even do that, I just said, man, just yank the tooth. Now I'm having to circle back around and get an implant. You know what I'm saying? So it's just silly things. Me basically not taking my health serious and taking it for granted rather. And now you know, having to do something that could have been avoided. All right, you got slow moving desires. All right, we all look at our lives sometimes and we think, damn, you know, I want to accomplish this, that, the third, and why haven't I reached this milestone yet? Why haven't I, let's say, started this business or made leaps and bounds the way that I thought I was when I originally had the idea? Opportunities sometimes come at the wrong time. You know, you over here just got hired on with a nice job, everything's clicking, you in the in processing, and now the job that you were originally shooting for is over here hitting you up talking about you got time for an interview. Like, man, why is it like that? Or it's like sometimes you have jobs that are unavailable when you searching. Opportunities that, you know, just arise out of the wrong time. You about to go on vacation, you out of the country, now you hear, hey, are you available? Because this, that, and the third could happen if you are willing to do, you know, said thing. And it's like, bro, I'm out of the country at the moment. I can't even do that. You know what I'm saying? Even romantically, some people experience that. They over here wanting to date somebody, that person's taken, then now they're in a relationship and then that person's available. Like, so sometimes timings is just off, but we all have slow moving desires in some cases. And it's just important to remain positive and understand that if it didn't happen at this point in time, there must be something in the grand scheme that prevented it. So don't even get hung up about it, you know. You have a rejection. So in the case of like jobs, I remember, you know, I had finished my IT schooling and I was all about trying to like really get into some type of job that would allow me to test out all these new skills. But man, when I tell you that sometimes you feel like the job market is just saturated, I am not lying to you. I'm over here submitting constant resumes only to be getting either ignored, outright turned down, or I have to interview, which, oh man, I'm looking forward to that. Maybe even goes good, but then there's somebody else who did it just a little bit better, so they get hired, you know? Or the one that they do real often now, since bots are controlling the hiring process, you just get an email saying, yo, we accepted, we received your resume, we're happy to look over it, blah, blah, blah. We'll be in touch with you if you're the one we take. So that's pretty much a floating period where you're just waiting to see, oh, am I gonna get the email? And then you ultimately don't. So it's like a soft rejection. All right, heartbreak. The only thing I could say about heartbreak is that, you know, they say it's better to have loved and lost than to never have loved at all, you know. But what I can say about heartbreak is you don't have any guarantee in love, life, or even war for that matter. There is no guarantee that things will be set for you. That's the reason why I always say my favorite song from Future is Too Comfortable. The idea of just thinking that you could just get with somebody and then, you know, coast and, you know, let go of all your long-term dreams, goals, and ambitions. Or in the case of what a lot of dudes do that I notice is that they now put on the extra pudge around their stomach. They're not vigilant about hitting the gym or getting a haircut or doing any of the things that originally attracted the women to them, right? The only thing you have as a somewhat of a reserve parachute when it comes down to heartbreak or the dynamics of a relationship staying fresh somewhat is self-actualization is the only path. And should you actually, you know, face a heartbreak, or you and your partner just don't see eye to eye and it ultimately comes crashing and burning, things end or whatnot, it's like you got some people who will be spiteful. Oh, I'm gonna do this to hurt that person, or oh, I'm gonna show them. And it's like, bro, you shouldn't even be invested in that way. You know, everybody is doing their best in their life to actually make something of it, I hope, you know. And the only person you can control is yourself. So when it comes down to you face a heartbreak, you're not with that person anymore, living well is the best revenge. And that's not just for your partner or whoever. That's just for haters in general, people who don't want to see you win. You don't invest time in those negative frequencies. What you do is you just continue focusing on yourself and living well, you know. Like I remember there was a high school reunion that came up, my 20-year high school reunion, which is somewhat crazy to even think about, but people were asking me like, are you gonna come? And I seriously thought to myself, like, not only do I live across the ocean, so no, but even if I did live, let's say, just a few states away, I probably would not want to show up. And the reason being is that I genuinely feel that, not to toot my own horn, but I just feel like it would breed animosity in many ways. You know, for the handful of people that want to see me win, they would be happy to be like, yo, this dude 20 years later is doing his thing, and like, I'm excited to know that he came from the same area as me and he's making moves. So he's a good ambassador for this community where we all grew up. But I couldn't shake that inner intuitive feeling letting me know that all it would do is breed resentment. You would show up, maybe you leveled up in many different ways, and then you have other people who maybe never did, or they never left, or they don't have really much of an interesting story to tell now that you guys are 20 years after high school. All it's going to do is just kind of rub them the wrong way, or put them in a light where your presence will remind them of their failures, which no one wants to be the guy who's the catalyst for that, like, envy or hate. And I'm not saying I'm all that or nothing like that. It's just, come on, man, just be honest. You know, a lot of people don't really do much outside of high school. Maybe they peaked in your guys' senior year, and then here you are still on an ascent, and you showing up will only rub them wrong. So living well is just the best revenge, and that's even if you never cross people again. It's really not even about other people. It's you versus you. You know what I mean? You determine where you want to be in your life. You are the one who set the precedent for how your life is supposed to turn out. And all of us have so many things we can improve on that it's almost like you don't really have time for anything else if you're thinking about self-actualization. All right. Another way you could recover from setbacks, bro, is like damaged and stolen property. Like, I'll give you a case in point, like 2023, you know, I thought my wife and I should go do something dope. I rented a hotel, so we went up there, and it was basically like a quick getaway just for the weekend. You know, get out of the same four walls, experience something new. You know, wake up to a continental breakfast where you don't have to cook and clean up dishes and so on and so forth, right? Here we are, like a couple hours into our first night, and then we get basically a call from the neighbor saying that somebody smashed our window, you know, for the car anyway. So we go back, sure as shit, somebody took, I don't know what they did, but they broke the passenger side window of our Mercedes. So here you are with a crossroad. You know, you can get pissed off, mad, and come back home and make a big fuss about it, or you could just understand, hey, this happened in this small window where we were actually gone. We still have the room booked. We just chose the latter option to tape it up, and we'll deal with it when the weekend's over, you know? And that's exactly what we did. But I couldn't really extract much of a silver lining from that situation. But if you think about, for example, oh shoot, I lost, I don't know, my jacket. You know, your jacket's missing. Somebody over here all upset, man, my jacket, somebody stole it, man, I can't believe this, like really upset and hell-bent about finding out who did it and this and that. Or the other side of it could be you just extracted silver lining. Maybe there's somebody who really needed that jacket. You know, somebody was really freezing cold, and then your jacket was just sitting there. Or maybe you were irresponsible. You didn't, let's say, take it off of the train, and now it's gone. You can't be mad at anyone but yourself in such a case. And it's just stuff. So, you know, in the case of my car, I'm thinking, hey, man, we got insurance. It's all good. We pay it monthly. You know, there are certain people, if their car window got broke, their whole week would be shot. Or maybe they don't even have money put away to actually respond to such an emergency. But in our case, yo, we have insurance. We got money too. Whatever. Made a couple phone calls, set up the appointment, got the car fixed, and boom. It's all good. You know, just keep moving forward, because we all got to recover from setbacks. And then you also have sometimes in your life where there's like lackluster motivation, or you're stuck in some type of emotional, financial, or even physical rut. All right. The thing I want y'all to understand is that life has an endless amount of flows, ebbs and flows. And nothing in the world that we exist in on Earth is constant, except change. Meaning that there's always going to be a high that you experience, and then you can basically guarantee that at some point you're gonna have a low. You're gonna have great health, and then at some points you're gonna just feel feeble, sick, and only want to lay in your bed to recover. You're gonna have times where you're doing economically really well, money is up, the stock market is performing the way it's supposed to, boom, 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 and then you're gonna have other times where you have unforeseen expenses, or family or friends that need to lean on you so that they can get out of a bind. You see what I'm saying? But the big thing I'm just trying to emphasize is that what goes up must come down. So accept the inevitability of nature and understand that you're always going to be in some type of flow. You know, it's a pendulum swing. And I even talked about this in the Kabbalion, where I was mentioning that there's a rhythm to existence. You're going to flow right, you're going to flow left. You're going to flow right, you're going to flow left. So don't ever get up into a mode where you're letting your emotions do the same thing, where you're going so high whenever you're on a high, and then you're going real low whenever you're experiencing a downturn in your life. Try your best to have like a more stoic disposition and understand that this too shall pass, whether it be good, bad, or in between. So with all these points that I'm mentioning here, understand that discipline is the cure-all. You know, many people spend their entire lives chasing or in pursuit of happiness, which I can't really knock it, except for the fact that happiness is an emotion and emotions are fleeting. Discipline is the cure-all. Whether you're facing setbacks, whether you're not getting where you want to be at the time that you expect to be there, the fulfillment comes from you having discipline, plugging away towards or taking on actions that will lead you towards your end goal, bar none. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I want y'all to like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna holler at you on the next one, but let's start off 2025 on a great note. I'll holler at y'all.